You see this? This is $72,000 worth of profit. And I didn't get it drop shipping or day trading or using some social media marketing agency. I made it from one of the most overlooked, boring side hustles on the internet. Everyone says flipping AirPods is saturated. It's dead. Well, while they keep chasing that new shiny thing, I'm going to remain working with this blueprint that keeps producing and bringing me profit. And luckily for you guys, I'll be breaking down the exact blueprint in this video. You guys can get in on it because while they sleep and while they are actually buying into dreams, we're going to actually work on the right steps and best practices to help making money work for us. Okay, so I know you guys seen the videos where there's a bunch of people telling you that they're getting rich reselling products, reselling AirPods, and making it seem like it's really easy. Well, see, before we even get into the blueprint, I want to make this clear. This has taken me years. I've been in positions where I was really scared selling these. I've sold replicas, I've sold clones, I've sold a bunch of electronics in my day. And one thing for certain, when it comes to selling, you always have your highs and your lows. You just can't never let it make you unbalanced. Now, when it comes to these replicas or these clones, there is a bunch of do's and don'ts, but I want to just make one rule. If you're going to actually start reselling a product, make sure it's a product that you could utilize to scale, help actually build your brand. You know, I want to debunk the theory of selling replicas being beneficial for people, because selling something that is portraying another company's product and is forbidden or prohibited on a platform isn't helping. Now, you may think that making a few dollars on Mercari, eBay, Amazon, anywhere is going to benefit you, but let me ask you what's more important. Is profit more important than your brand? Now, I want you guys to leave that answer below in the comments. Now, everyone that comments on any of my videos until the 20th of this month will be entered into a raffle and you'll get a free Bluetooth speaker on me. But yet again, I want you guys to answer that. What's more important? The profit, the brand? What I used to think was the profit was more important. So I was selling replicas, I was pushing these in and off my store platforms in real life, and I was making really good money. Now, what I started to realize though was I kept having to get websites taken down and build them back up. I had to keep getting unbanned from eBay. It became really tedious and frustrating because it made me feel like I was really hiding just to sell a product. And, you know, I had to find a solution. So then I started to actually do deep dives and I found these products that are now considered clones, right? The reason I talk and try to show you guys how to sell these instead of selling reps is because, see, reps are not going to make you money in the long run. Now, yes, I've made a bunch, and when I say a bunch of money selling reps, but I've made more money when it came to clones. Now, I've sold reps for about 4 years, clones for only about 1.5 years. And I've always wanted to see which one would push and sell faster. Well, what if I told you that 4 years, I made a good amount, 6 figures, of course, but in 1.5 years, I was able to do the same with just these. Now, these don't have any Apple logos, and that is why I always talk about the clones, because you can list them on eBay, Mercari, Facebook, OfferUp, anywhere, TikTok, Amazon, without having to have a fear of them being taken down. Not just that though, the box, quality, the AirPods, quality. Now, packaging, superb. Now, you don't have to have a logo if the product has quality. Just because we don't have the Apple logo anywhere on this packaging doesn't mean that this is less valuable. Now, I just took this out of the seal and we're going to actually unbox this together. I think that unboxing this will help you guys when it comes to this blueprint for you to understand exactly what we are pushing. Now, it does come in a plastic bag. It doesn't have any Apple signage, nor does it have the same exact experience as Apple. But once you get down to the nitty gritty, the product, you will see that it's the same exact thing, okay? This is the same thing as the replicas you've been selling, as all of the headphones out there that people are duplicating and replicating and trying to make a bunch of money on and getting banned for. This is the same product, but the difference is the packaging. See, what I like to do is make the hard things simple. If they don't want us to list products that are utilizing another brand's logos, another brand's pictures, let's switch it up, tweak it just a tad bit. And that's what I told my distributor to do. Now, this operates the same exact way as the regular AirPods would. They connect to the device in the phone the same way. These have all speakers. There are no fake cutouts. This right here is a quality product that you are now able to sell. Now, talking about selling, I want to make a point. With reps, I was selling for about $120, $150. With these clones, I sell them for around $60 to $90. Yes, it may seem like a hit, but I also am able to utilize my account way longer. I don't have to worry about Facebook taking my pods down. I don't have to worry about eBay taking my pods down. I don't have to worry about Macari holding my money. This gives me a flexible option to be able to do things the right way and also build my business. Now, speaking of building your business, you want to be able to actually curate the relationship with the customer that you are actually providing this product to, which means you want to be able to build a relationship, right? You don't want to have to sell it to them and hide. You don't want to have to lie to them. And I like to tell this story because this was one of the last flea markets I went to in the summer. I had these out, and a lady said to me, and I thought it was really interesting. She said, "Oh, you have those fake AirPods, right?" I said, "No, I don't, ma'am. I don't." She said, "Oh, because a couple of tables down, a guy sold me some, but he didn't tell me it was fake. He told me it was real." And I said, "Oh, okay. Well, I'll just let you know. These are clones. These are not the real AirPods." She said, "Okay. I'll buy 3." I said, "What the heck?" She said, "Yeah, I'll buy 3." I said, "Well, do you want to test them first?" She said, "No, because they feel and look like the same ones I got." But I still let her test it. Now, when she tested it, she admitted that these are higher quality because they are. Because what I was able to do, if I'm spending less on packaging that is going to embed an Apple logo in the side of the box, I can spend more money on the pods itself. Understand the concept of delegating your funds to actually building your product instead of tearing your product's longevity down. We want to ensure we are keeping the money in our pocket, and that's exactly what this does. So let's quickly talk about sourcing, because where do you source products like this from? I have not found a product on the market with this quality yet, so I will direct you guys to wesply.com. That is my wholesale website where you can actually get these for as low as $14.50. Yes, I said $14.50 wholesale though, right? You can resell these for $60 to $90. Now, if you wanted to go ahead and try to gamble and do another type of alternative, you can probably try and request from distributors somewhere on Alibaba or AliExpress for them to actually provide you AirPods with no logos and see if they can do it. Again, I know for a fact that my pods are 1, the cheapest, 2, the fastest that will get to you. And also, we remain really confident in the integrity and longevity of the product. How many people have had customers that got their reps and said, "Oh my God, I can't talk on the phone. They say that they can't hear me," or "Every time that I move this way, the music stops." So I'm gonna give you guys a little secret. When I first started selling reps back in the day when I had my store and was listing them and putting them all on the wall, I was getting them from Alibaba. And when I was getting them from Alibaba, I didn't realize the distributor that was selling them to me was selling me a pair of pods that had fake cutout speakers. Yes, fake cutout speakers. Like, this speaker is not really a speaker. Therefore, it messes up with the calls and also the music when it is playing. This actually made me think I need to do a lot more deep diving into what my distributors or suppliers are sending me. And I did. And I started to realize a lot of suppliers were giving these cheap alternative pods instead of giving me quality. Okay, so this is really easy, guys. All you have to do literally is go to wesply.com. Okay, when you go to this website, you're going to see our website. Now, if you've been to my website before, you know this is a new look, new different look and feel. Of course, we consistently keep bettering our quality and improving our order of operations for all of you guys. Now, when it comes to the menu, you want to just hit audio. When you go to audio, guys, you will see the Hustle Pods right here. Now, you'll see a picture that has all of these writing on boxes, but that is not how the pods come. They come without writing. And I want to say that because some people get confused. Guys, I have to list products like this because I don't want anybody thinking that I'm trying to imitate Apple. We're just selling them as the box right here. Now, when you look at the prices in depth, you could actually see exactly what you'll be paying, right? So we're gonna pull up a calculator right now. So I got the calculator up, and for 4, you're paying $60. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 60 divided by 4. How much are you paying? So you're gonna be paying $15 per box. Then for 6, you're paying $87. So $87 divided by 6, you're paying $14.50. Okay, and then for 12, you're paying $168. Again, this is, of course, the more value. So 168 divided by 12, you're paying $14. Now I want to stay there and I want to make this make sense, okay? So when it comes to the sourcing aspect, you want to make sure that you are always giving yourself the opportunity to get these pods for the least amount of money. Now, all pods are being sent from the United States, not from overseas. We have our own warehouse where we source these and we ship these out daily. Now, you can get these as soon as 2 days, but let's talk about the money, right? Let's make the money make sense. If you're spending $14 on pods and you are selling them for, let's just say 60, right? You're going to be making a profit of $46. If you go and let's say you're listing on a platform like eBay, right? If you sell them for $90, you're going to be making a profit of $76. Now, this is good profit, and we could easily tell by going somewhere like this, the profit margin calculator, okay? Because if we pull up our calculator one more time and we say, okay, for 12, yeah, let's do the 12. For 12, I'm paying $14. Okay, so it's gonna cost you 14. You're gonna go and you're gonna sell it for, let's say 60. That's going to be a 76% profit margin. That is superb. But let's continue. If hypothetically you are going to be selling it for $90, which this is the highest we go, you'll be making an 84% profit margin. But I want to make this clear. I'm very, very realistic. Let's say you don't start out that way and you want to start out selling a little lower. You can do that. And this is where sourcing matters. Because let's say you get the pods and you're like, oh, I need to sell these fast. Well, you can sell them for $40. You're still at a 65% profit margin. You can sell them for $35. You are at a 60% profit margin. What I'm trying to get you guys to understand is buying products that are high in demand, have high quality, and also are recognized globally for a low cost gives you more power on the back end. You have to make sure, especially if you're just starting out, that you hold on to as much buying power as possible. Therefore, giving yourself flexibility to run promotions, run little specials, and also just liquidate the product no matter what gives you a benefit. This is how I've been able to clear almost 6 figures selling pods. It is simple. Me, I know for a fact I have good days and I have bad ones. Sometimes I am selling out. Sometimes I'm also trying to bundle and trying to find what platforms are going to work with me the best, right? Well, sometimes I might do a $50 bundle and sell them for $50. That's still completely fine. But if I move to 12 units, right, that I just spent $168 for, just selling them for $50, I make $600 profit. Now, if you guys look at the math and understand exactly what the profits are looking like, you would see that from that, we took that $600 and we already made a total of $432 profit. If you do that every single week, not even every single 2 days, you're making $1,728. Times that by 12, you're making $20,000 literally by just selling the bare minimum 12 piece a week. Now, that should be a goal you want to set. you want to sell in a bunch of different places, and I'll run them down for you right now. You can sell these anywhere, but I would definitely start eBay, Mercari, OfferUp. Now you can do Amazon, you can do TikTok Shop. You could also do other platforms, Depop, Poshmark, great. But what I see is, in my area, I want to become the plug. And I've always tried to represent myself as such because I understand that having the flexibility to sell to consumers plus businesses is always profitable. Now, what if I told you guys, a lot of my orders don't even just come from consumers. They come from DSPs. So Amazon drivers, Amazon delivery companies, and also subcontractors. Well, guess what? People that get hired for jobs, they usually have their hands full. They need AirPods, and I have a affordable rate. So they're more inclined to working with me. Well, what if I told you that they want to spend this money, right? I just had an order for 144 pods. Now, the 144 pods, I obviously had to give a discount, right? So what I did was I said, okay, I could do each pod for $40 times the 144. Guess what, guys? That is $5,760 easy. Not only that, guys, for that 40 that I sold, let me write that down because I don't want to have to backtrack. For that 40 that I sold, guys, that 40 cost me $14. Now, if that cost me $14 minus what I made, the $5,760, I'm making a profit of $5,200 from pods. This is how you get to 72K, but this is also how you remain in a frame of being able to have a high ticket product coming and bringing customers to your business, going on platforms, building authority so that you can remain relevant. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're actually going to start listing, and we're going to list on eBay. Lastly, before we get off, I really wanted to show you this because a lot of us can become overwhelmed, especially when we're used to listing reps. We get into our heads overthinking when we're starting to list something that we actually are allowed to, right? So what I want to do is we're going to actually do this together. Now, this is going to be easy, not as complicated as we may think. We're not going to go and type in AirPods. We're not going to type in AirPod Pros. We're not going to do any of that because when you do that, then you could hit search and it'll show you a bunch of different options. Now, I know a bunch of people that will do this and then they'll just go ahead and try and alter the listing. The problem that I have with that is some students don't do their due diligence. They're not really checking all of the details. So I've had students complain to me, oh, Brandon, I don't know why I'm getting banned or deleted. I don't know why they keep taking it down. Well, you're importing product information that isn't true within yours. And you think you're deleting them all, but you're really not. And technically that becomes a deterrent and you start overthinking more. And it becomes difficult for you to be able to even sell. You start thinking that eBay's against you when that's not even the case. So what we're going to do is we're going to just continue without a match. We're going to hit new. And when we hit new, we're going to see a new little pop-up, right? Well, I have some pictures that we can export. So we're going to export some of these. And look at this, guys. When we export this, we have pictures, okay? Now, I wanted to take the bottom basic bare minimum pictures because I wanted to show you it doesn't have to be the pictures that you see on eBay from other people trying to sell reps like this. Because see, while you may see these listings right now, I typed in rep because you may see these listings up now. It doesn't necessarily mean that they got the money. And that's what I like to tell people as well. Is you see this life or this time and age where people just want to drop ship. A lot of the people on here don't even own the products that they're selling. So you could still get the customer. Just relax, take pictures like this. This is a good picture right here. All right, that's the picture I would take. I ain't gonna lie. But nevertheless, we would go ahead, we can mess with something like this. I like this, right? We have a picture of the box, picture of the pods close up with the speaker. We have the pictures of the pods with the case. We also have the box too, okay? Now, we're not going to list this as AirPods Pro 2. What we're gonna do is we can have a bunch of different options. I personally like saying in-ear wireless headphones, Bluetooth connection. Like you can say Bluetooth connection. Cool, right? So what happens is they'll populate some things that you can choose. I'll do wireless, I'll do this. Anything that I choose, it just will be something that has nothing to do with Apple, okay? All right, so in Air, when it says model, I could either type in my own model, which I will. So I'll do that, and then I'll just add a model. Usually what I tell you guys to do, especially with your brand, use your brand. Just start using your brand. Start building that print. And what I mean by print is that footprint for your business. And then when it comes to this, the description, I usually would say these. Now, I would curate it a little bit more with ChatGPT, which I'll go over in another video. But if you're somebody that is just trying to sell, you're trying to list, you don't have all day to do a bunch of research, you could put something like this. These are not anything but wireless headphones, no brand, great, similar, quality. Any questions? Send me a message. Right? So what I would do is I would just put that, and me personally, I would make this bold. I would start doing, I like to make my captions a little bold. I probably would say something about shipping, like fast, 2-day shipping. Like I would start to just build my business up, but I don't really want to tell you guys what to say if that's not what you actually push with your business. Now, when it comes to price, we can start with 50. I do quantity, I do 10. If we have 12, we'll do 12 or whatever, right? Now, when it comes to accept offer, this is something we have saw helped us, right? So minimum offer, we probably wouldn't take anything under 35. We would auto accept anything around, 45, right? And then what we would do is we would go and just do the regular basics that I do. You don't have to do this, y'all. That's just something I do. We don't offer free shipping. Now, when it comes to promotions, I'll make a video about promotions later, but yes, we will do promotions. We're not going to do 12%, we'll just do 5%, an understanding that this is going to be a whole new ordeal when it comes to that, but we would do the 5%, and it would let us know if we missed anything. But again, these are like the simple things that we would do. Okay, we missed item specifics. Okay, color, so white. So these are things that we would do just to get our listings up, and we would start listing on platforms like eBay, but also Mercari, OfferUp. Now with OfferUp and Facebook, we were more inclined to trying to meet people instead of just trying to sell online. We like when we're able to meet with people because we're able to give gift cards. We're able to get like little coupons that will connect them to our websites. So speaking of that, that is the last thing I want to show you guys when it comes to how we're actually making this money, right? Another good thing that I've been doing, guys, we also put different little coupons in our packaging. Now, I'm not going to necessarily show you guys this one because it has somebody's coupon code that they're going to get on here, but still, it has a thing where it says, thank you for your purchase. And then it gives you a coupon code. It says, welcome to the We Supply family. We appreciate your support and more, right? So these are the things that you want to do, because then what you'll start seeing is consistent sales, better brand recognition, and then you'll start getting more ideas, more ways to funnel your customers into your business, which gives you less fees. And it's really, really a great feeling. And guys, this is just the first part of our series. I'm going to show you guys in more videos how we've been able to replicate and build different systems with these pods and other products to make more money. Also, if you guys want to get the pods, you can go to wesply.com right now. Go ahead and order your pods and comment and let me know, or DM me on my Instagram, Hustler Taught Me. My personal Instagram is educated__Hustler Taught Me. I get a lot of DMs on there, so I probably won't see yours, but you can always reach me directly on Hustler Taught Me and let me know that you got yours so I could put something special in there, because I always love the support you guys give back to me, and I would love to be able to support you guys back. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.